Bible Live.
The Bible Live podcast.
What?
Bible Live.
Well, music is different.
Bible Live
You're different.
podcast.
All right.
Let's get this bitch started.
Roll the tapes.
Are we recording it?
Oh, we're recording already.
Oh, we're in.
Shit. Here we go. Then.
Welcome. play the thing you just heard
Welcome
again.
to Babble Lab. Episode 8? 7? Episode 7.
Episode N. Whenever we release it. This
Episode
is,
N.
doesn't matter.
The previous one was episode N. This is episode N plus
All you
one.
need to know is this is a highly structured and
N
organized
equals one?
podcast.
N
Welcome
plus one
back
for
to
this one.
Babble
with a
Lab.
large sample size.
I am your host, Cole. I'm here with the Jeffs and Jake. Today we are going to do what we always do, which is babble incessantly.
And incoherently.
In a lab.
We are in a lab.
And in lab coats.
Oh, wait, I didn't. No, you're the only one in the lab coat, and we
You guys forgot your lab
we've
coats?
discussed this multiple times. We're not wearing lab coats,
Aren't we scientists?
I wish you would wear more than just the lab coat. Some underwear would help out.
especially why is your stance so wide?
I like it to breathe.
Why are you swaying back and forth slowly?
Don't act like you don't like it.
I don't like how pendulous you are right now.
Get one of those.
Look
things
into
from
my
Get one of
eyes.
those things from a bathrobe.
I can't look at your eyes. Fixated.
A belt?
Yeah, get a belt from a bathrobe at least. Do us a favor.
I didn't
put on
hear
my
that.
dong?
Did you need to ask Jake what a belt was?
I said get one of those things from a bathrobe.
I think
I
he was
don't.
probably thinking tie. It's more
Yeah,
of
they're
a
not
tie
really like
than
a belt. It's not. It's
Yeah.
not a belt. It goes around your waist, like up above, like high waist.
It cinches
high
a little
waist.
high for
It-
like
yeah.
a
I
belt.
think you
martial
forgot the word
arts.
for a belt.
It's like a martial arts belt.
It is like a martial arts, but belt is such a belt has become the thing that goes through the loops to me.
Yeah, it's the thing with the ratcheting.
My belts have
What about
loops.
slide belts?
My robes have loops.
It's like when people say shoelaces. I know they're talking about Velcro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
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 no.
Why do they make shoes that aren't Velcro?
I don't know.
My dress shoes are Velcro.
I don't know.
Most of your shoes don't have any kind of.
They're almost exclusively slippers
I avoid fasteners
and or
usually.
loafers.
Oh, I forgot that Jake wanted to do a video this week.
Yeah. I want to do a few videos. I'll settle for starting.
We
with,
didn't test this. Let me refresh it. Let me just test it.
I don't know if I'm emotionally ready.
I don't think you need to test.
I don't
this.
think the
we
world
just,
is.
I think we're just gonna go into it.
Okay.
Do you
on
need
this
to
one.
tee this up at all, Jake? You wanna give us-
Well, so I mentioned this video before.
You did?
I did on a previous episode.
is this the Gorillas 69?
It's not the Gorilla 69ing. It's much better than
Okay,
that.
I guess I'll just pull it over and we
Are
can
you
do it.
going to talk
What
about
could
it?
be
Or,
the- Oh,
LiveLeak.
no, it's on LiveLeak.
LiveLeak.
It's called Hey, How You Doing?
Okay, I am having a hard time controlling this. All right, I
Do
don't know
you
if
have
the
the audio?
I don't know. We'll see. Let's try it.
Oh, there we go.
So there's a dog on Hollywood Walk of Fame. Oh,
Oh.
great. It's just a homeless guy
hear him?
jerking off
Did you
in
hear him?
public.
Hey, how
Yeah.
you doing?
Wait, I want to hear
By
it. I
the
want to hear it. I
Hollywood
want to hear it.
stars.
Let's hear it again. Let's hear it again.
Do we have to watch it again?
Yeah, but you don't have to watch it.
Yeah, you can close your eyes.
Hey, how you doing?
I think it's a guy walking by that says
I think
it. I'm
yeah.
not sure, but it's really
I can
funny
hear
to me.
him jerking off.
Yeah, there's some like sounds going on.
But that's so when we mentioned Hollywood Goes Wild, that's what I was imagining.
That's what you thought it was?
Because that video is actually encapsulates what I think Hollywood is.
That's-
It's mostly just homeless people jerking off on the Walk
He
of
was
Fame.
well, it was literally on the Hollywood Stars.
He was just sitting there.
Yeah.
He was sitting out in the daytime.
Just going for
With
it.
an uncomfortable amount of eye contact.
Yeah, just
Like-
looking at passersby,
You were his inspiration.
pulling his cock.
He's like, you'll do.
Oh, did you hear about that art? Like not piece. That art. Some artist.
The thing we just watched on LiveLeak?
It's similar to this. Some artist. He
Art.
invited people to this gallery. He's like a progressive modern artist.
I like where this is going.
He invited to this gallery, and then he was underneath the floor, like where he could like see in, and he was just jerking off to everyone. That was like the whole art.
That was art.
That was the
art. What
and
is-
yet
I
when
need
I
to
do
look it
that,
up. I need to look it up.
I'm told to leave the art gallery.
Okay, I need to look this up. I learned this is like the one thing I learned in college.
Why did we watch that video?
This is the one thing you learned in
What are
college?
we supposed
Yeah.
to do now?
That was. We could watch the other video.
No.
We should probably watch.
There's a lot of other
The
videos.
other two
Oh,
videos.
Are we going to post the
Seedbed.
links to these for people to watch?
No.
not,
Seedbed.
maybe not the LiveLeak one.
All right, so if you want to look this up, it's called Seedbed. It was
The one we just watched?
what? No, this is the one I'm talking about.
Art
Oh,
exhibit.
the
The art.
The masturbation.
It
exhibit.
was in 1972.
Wow.
So 70s. It's by this guy named Vito Aconci, something like that.
Nailed it.
In the piece, there is a low wooden ramp merging with the floor. The ramp extends across the width of the room. beginning 2 feet up the side of one wall and slanting down to the middle of the floor. Okay. In his original performance of the piece, Akansi lay hidden underneath the ramp installed at the Sonnenbed Gallery, masturbating. The artist's spoken
Just all day?
The artist's spoken fantasies about the visitors walking above him were heard through the loudspeakers in the gallery.
So he's like calling people out?
He's like,
So that's the art.
the girl who just came in, me and you on a yacht and we're boning, and he's masturbating.
That's Jake?
That
Jake,
is,
were you part of this experiment?
That is art, I guess.
A video of the piece itself shows no sexual content. It's all merely suggested.
So wait, it's just the audio?
Oh, he performed it again in 2005.
Performed it? No, he committed it.
Here's
again.
a quote. Here's a quote about it. In this legendary sculpture / performance,
Legendary?
Legendary. I've heard of it. Akansi lay beneath a ramp built in the gallery. Over the course of 3 weeks, he masturbated 8 hours a day while murmuring things like, I can't even.
You gotta admire his stamina.
You're ramming your cock down into my ass. Not only does the architectural
Ramming it into.
architectural intervention presage, presage, presage. Much of his
Pre-sage. It's when the
Pre-sage.
sage plant is just a seed.
much of his subsequent work, but all of Akoni's fixations converge in this spiritual sphincter of his art.
What the fuck?
In Seedbed, Akanji is the producer and the receiver of the work's pleasure. He is simultaneously public and private, making marks yet leaving little behind.
See, this is the reason this isn't that upsetting is because all modern art seems to be just people masturbating anyway.
Yeah.
Either
Masturbating.
metaphorically or actually.
Remember the one where they put a bunch of like Catholic memorabilia and just jars of urine?
Yeah, that guy. People were mad at him.
I don't remember that.
Well,
They
no
didn't like
kidding.
him.
Yeah, because it's something to do with religion.
Well, he also put communion wafers in like urine
Milk?
and put nails through them and shit.
Communion wafers?
I thought he was going to
Yes.
say he like ate them like cereal.
You don't fuck with the snacks.
Well,
Catholics will
hey, would
rise
that be
up.
No,
good?
but the communion wafers, Catholics think that literally is like
The body.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like,
But
he
he's not wrong.
actually-
They do need to be kind of
They
dipped
know
a little.
it's not actually, right?
I mean, it's not. It's less literal than.
It's
I
metaphorically.
was Mormon and we did bread, not communion crackers.
It's the same thing.
And I knew it was bread.
Do they have
They
transubstantiation?
basically
in
view
Mormon?
it.
What's that?
Do they have transubstantiation in Mormon?
I don't know that they
They-
ever called it that.
Can you look
but
that
yes.
up?
Basically view it as
Yeah,
though
they
See
take
what people actually consider it to be.
they view it as
Well,
though
they-
it were the same thing as if he peed on
they
their
take
Yeah,
savior.
because
Sacrament?
I went to Catholic school.
Yeah, sacrament.
And like during the communion sacrament, well, there's many sacraments.
Okay.
That's one of them. It's not
Sure.
like the sacrament.
Yes, they
For-
do it.
in Mormon.
They do it in remembrance of the body and blood of Jesus Christ.
Really?
Yeah.
They do
Yeah.
communion as well. Huh.
They believe
I just
Jesus was
didn't know
around. They just believe he also came to America later.
But like
That's their whole
part
thing.
of the
The
Catholic
wacky sequel.
part of the Catholic
It's a-
mass is
it's
he holds
a
up the
trilogy.
cracker and he says, "This is my body," and I did this and this and this. So he's saying
Yeah, but
literally,
they knew
like,
it was
this
like
fucking cracker. He's holding it up to the
No.
crowd and he says, "This is my body."
He's
Jesus?
saying metaphorically, and people just misinterpret
Wait,
it.
Jesus?
Jesus, like, guys, this is my body.
Well, he's
No, it's
supposedly
bread. He never had a cracker. They never
it
had a
doesn't
cracker.
matter
back then.
what
Well,
he was or
originally it
wasn't.
was bread, but now they have a cracker. But
Yeah.
it's implied that there was like a stenographer at the Last Supper, and he's reading the transcript, and he's saying, "Jesus said," and he held up the bread, "This is my body."
Yeah,
and
something
people
like that.
take things way too literally.
And he said, "Wine. This is my blood." And
Well,
I
you
think
can't-
it was literally like, who? I don't know.
You can't win.
Well,
you
it's
can't
fake,
win
so-
the whole like.
I'm
people
not
are
saying
taking
it
things
is.
too literally.
It obviously isn't. I'm saying they might believe that
I know.
because they're literally told that.
they treat it.
and they're literally
Well,
idiots.
Didn't
treat it like
Didn't
it
they
is.
think that maybe it was just that specific loaf of bread that he was referring to?
Nope, it's all bread now. Once it's blessed by a priest,
Okay.
he pulls his dick out of the child, he wipes it on the bread, and it becomes the body of Christ. That's how that works.
Okay, hold on, though. I know specifically for Mormons that I can't remember the exact
Are we
phrase.
just gonna let that happen?
What do we have to do about it? What are we supposed to do
Yeah, I
about
know.
it?
We have to move on with
at
life.
least give them the email address.
Oh, yes. If you have any complaints about anything that happens in the podcast, anything at all, email them to jake@babblelabpodcast.com.
I don't
how-
support that at all. I don't think that priests are actually rubbing child smeared dicks across loaves of bread
No,
and
either
passing
is
it out to
Jake.
the congregation.
It's called Smegma Jr.
We have to move on.
I know we do.
Real fast.
Let's go.
Wait,
let's
this
go
is
into.
not good.
Wait, Jeff had one thing to say.
let's post
Jeff had
more
one thing to say.
videos.
Little Jeff
Okay,
had something to
sorry.
say.
Yeah,
Well, just into your point that
Finish this segment.
When you were
up.
doing the
Don't go into
sacrament,
my
This
point.
impromptu segment. Let's finish this one up. Go ahead.
This all
Jeff.
started with a homeless man
Final
masturbating.
words.
Yeah, how did it go wrong?
doesn't matter what I had to say.
Jeff has a
We had
final
such
words.
a good foundation.
Jeff, final
I
words.
want to hear it. I want to hear it.
Started as something great.
So, as the contrary to what you were saying about Catholics, Mormons, they say as they're taking it, we do this in remembrance of the body of thy son,
They
Jesus
tacitly
Christ.
say this is a metaphor.
Yes.
Okay.
They literally...
a little more grounded.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's what Catholics say too.
I don't think they say that.
Not out loud. No, they literally say this is my
But
body.
they're repeating what was said, but they know it's not.
Yeah.
I think
That's what Catholic masses are. It's fucking hypnosis.
The cracker is like holy once it's been like all that shit's holy once it's been blessed. Like that's that's important.
Did you look
shit
up
to them.
transubstantiation? Did you look up the word?
If you
Because
take
it's to them, it's a form of fucking alchemy. They think that it literally changes, and it's a magical occurrence.
if you take
Wrong.
communion and you're not like Catholic too, like you're not
Yeah.
confirmed, like that's
You
a
die.
big no. They do
how-
not like that.
Exactly.
Wait,
so
no, that's not
listen,
true.
It
It is
is
true.
before.
No,
You're not supposed to.
So in Catholic school, I wasn't baptized, and that's why I have such a cynical view of this. I think is because I was made the other immediately.
Yeah, you
Because
still have your original sin. You're fucked.
when people would go up to communion, I was told repeatedly I have to sit there and not go up and get in line for my snack, and everyone had to shuffle by me
Your
and
snack.
just look at me.
They probably all,
have you ever tried
they
that?
Probably, they
It's like
probably
the
all
opposite.
stepped on your fucking shoes too.
Probably.
My girlfriend got mad at me for saying "fuck" in church because someone stepped on my shoes. I was wearing my alligator skin cowboy boots, and someone stepped
Why
on
were
them.
you in church with all of that?
I mean, I got them like that day, and I was gonna fucking wear them. And if I was gonna suffer through being at church,
How did you?
How did you go to church?
How did you enter a church without your skin being burned
Yeah.
No,
off?
you're supposed to combust, right?
I've been to church a bunch of times.
Really?
Yeah, it's weird. I don't
And
like.
under what pretext did you and Christine go to church?
She felt like going.
She felt like you needed it.
More religious than I am, and
I
she
never knew she was like. I never
felt
knew
like
she was
going.
Not saying much.
Yeah, that's a saying. Almost nothing.
Anything's more than zero. Okay, yeah. So Are we gonna? Are we even?
I want to hear if the definition for Catholics
okay.
is it's like alchemy, right? It's literally changing.
According to the teaching of the Catholic Church, the change of substance by which the bread and wine offered in the sacrifice of the sacrament of the Eucharist,
Yeah,
during the
Eucharist.
Mass become, in reality, the body and blood of Jesus Christ.
Thank you. Yeah, they think it's actual alchemy wizardry, and they're changing it into flesh. So they're a bunch of fucking cannibals. You should love the Catholics, Jake.
yeah,
And I thought the Mormons were the crazy ones.
I do. It's weird that I know as much as I do about Catholicism because I wasn't raised Catholic.
You
either.
know a lot about all sorts of shit for God knows what reason.
Well, I really like Christianity from the viewpoint of like I also really like Greek mythology. Like it's super interesting to me.
Oh, sure.
I don't have to believe it, but I find it really fucking interesting.
I think what's cool about Catholicism or Christianity is it's like an encapsulation of our mental shift from like we used to worship gods of brutality, right? Because that's what worked
that's such a cool way of putting it.
at a period of time. It was like what became the hero was the strong warrior. But once you got to a more civilized period, we started to see, and it takes a long time, that those systems of government fall apart. They're very tentative. When you're an abusive dictator, you're prone to collapse and conflict. What emerges as a stable form of government is a strong person of truth, right? That's sustainable. And we didn't realize that until like around the Catholic era. And that's why Jesus kind of emerged in the way he did, is it represented like a new understanding species wide of like, this is a better ideal, you know?
And he also like walked on water and was
Well,
resurrected.
yeah, he did all the magic tricks too, which are pretty baller.
Turned into bread.
Well, he had all those party tricks.
the original David Blaine.
Okay, let's move into the segment. The segment is the segment where I've looked up topics on Wikipedia just randomly. I know what they are, kind of. I skim the articles, and now
We've never heard of it, which is why
they've never heard of it, and that's why we call in this segment "Who Done It." Jake,
What
picks
kind
first.
of hat do we have today?
Today's hat. I'm so glad you asked. Today's hat is a alligator skin cowboy hat to match your boots.
wow,
I've never
Yeah.
heard of that.
Is the whole hat alligator skin?
Isn't that
or
what
just
the
the
band
band?
So,
D
I mean,
wore?
obviously something inside of it to keep the shape, but
or
then
is it?
it's
Wait,
lined with.
it's just the strip, right? The little
The hat
accent
band.
strip.
no, the entire
band.
hat. The entire
The whole
hat.
hat
is
is
out.
out. Wow. Where did
Isn't
you
that
get
like
that?
what Crocodile Dundee wore?
No.
What did he have? He had like a hat like
He
that.
had like an Outback hat, and then he had a snakeskin jacket.
maybe that's
yeah.
what it
think
was.
it's-
I got it in Florida.
Where
They have a lot of alligators.
all the crazy
there.
stuff
So,
is.
okay, Jake.
Actually, hey, that's sorry. A little segue here that I think it's really interesting. You know how there's that meme of like Florida man,
yeah.
because we hear all this crazy shit that happens in Florida.
Yeah.
And we think that like just crime is rampant there, and they do wacky things in Florida, and now it has this whole perception that like Florida's this crazy like
'cause it's
Mad
true.
Max place.
Yeah.
No, it's because their police records are public.
This is the only place that they are.
Yeah,
But there
so
are
when
actually-
people go looking for goofy stories, Florida's just low hanging fruit.
Sure.
Crazy, huh?
Sure. I like that, but I think there are a
Interesting,
lot
right?
of drugs in Florida as well.
Florida is kind of
You
crazy.
think there aren't in California? Like pick a border state.
Oh no, we're perfect.
Yeah, no.
There's nothing wrong with
What
California.
are drugs? Okay, you ready? Jake. Pick. You like that
He's
one?
just caressing the hat
he's-
right now.
I'm-
He's rubbing his pinky around the brim
he
of
just,
the
likes,
hat.
he just likes the feel of the crocodile skin.
I like this one.
Okay.
The California Raisins, the Grape Escape.
One of my
Pun.
one of my favorite musical groups from childhood. Their Christmas
Didn't they-
special
they
is
went-
in my top 10.
They went platinum, didn't they?
I wouldn't
I
doubt
think
that.
the California Raisins went platinum.
They were so
The
good.
CRs?
So how did they start? Does anyone know? Was it?
I don't even know what this is.
Was it big agriculture? Like the raisin farmers got together and said
were-
we need to inject our fruit into the
So
zeitgeist.
you guys know what this is?
They were clay
Well, I know what the
animated.
California Raisins are.
They were like
Okay.
clay animated. They
Stop
were like
motion.
a clay stop motion band.
Yeah.
Of
okay,
raisins
yeah, I know those
that
ones.
played like jazz music, right?
Yeah, that's
If you guys remember the classic, like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, all those Christmas, where it was stop motion
yeah,
figures.
yeah. I
Claymation.
love that.
Exact same animation style. They aren't necessarily made of clay, but it's stop motion.
I will say that this is not the stop motion rendition. This particular
The
God.
Grape Escape.
Was it live
The Grape
action?
Escape.
People in maybe it was a movie. Could it have been like a CG? Did they make a CGI thing?
I mean, it's definitely a narrative, right?
Or maybe it's a video
Yeah.
game.
I don't know the medium.
All right, I'm guessing it's a video game, a movie.
I don't think video game, and the reason why
Or it
is
could just be a
at
story.
The time when the California Raisins were popular, let's see, mid '90s. I want to say. I think making a video game in the mid '90s, you can't just crank them out like you can
Yeah,
today.
yeah.
You know.
True.
I could see it being a like a Super Nintendo game. I could see that happening.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe arcade.
All right, should we tell you?
Ooh, it could be arcade.
Or it could be a story, like a children's story.
Yeah, this sounds more like a narrative.
He might be right that it could be a video game because I played a game that was like the 7-Up Man on Super Nintendo.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, Spot.
Spot?
I think that's his name, right? Spot.
Oh, okay. I have no idea.
Oh, the little red circle.
Yeah. There was like a video game that I rented from some local terrible video store.
Okay, maybe
So,
I was wrong.
Yeah, maybe there was games that were maybe it wasn't that complicated.
So what do we think?
I think
still don't think video
I'm
game.
ready to have it just sprayed all over my face.
Here
What
it
was
is.
It is a video game.
It's a video game.
Nice work.
Wow.
This is the second
For the
time we've gotten it right.
Yeah.
I,
so
I
NES.
guessed SNES,
Yeah,
but it's
I was
the
thinking-
Oh, so I was
NES.
right on. No, I was wrong on the times. SNES was late '80s, right?
So you guys
Does it
know
say
a
that?
lot more about this than I did. I kind of came across and I was like, oh, this is really random. But
Did you know the
apparently-
California Raisins?
Not really, no.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. Really.
The Christmas special is awesome. This one guy keeps getting the words wrong, and the host of it's like one of those hosted shows, and they go through different segments. And the one like co-host is like the bumbling sidekick. He keeps getting the words wrong to things, and then eventually, like the host just snaps at the end and has a freak out and like tears shit up. It's great.
I wonder if it was like
it's really fun.
I wonder if it was voiced by like legit comedians.
Like
I wonder if it was like
the Here We
big
Go
actors at the
Wassailing
time.
song. You know that song?
Which
Here
one?
we go a Wassailing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He says, "Here we go a waffling," and he's just
Yeah.
like gorging himself on waffles and just pouring syrup on his chest.
You have seen a lot of the California Raisins.
He was super into it. How did you not play this video game?
one of my
Cole's
favorite
mind
Christmas.
is like blown that we were able to get what this was. That it was a video game.
Remember, this
featuring
came up when we talked
anthropomorphic
about
raisins.
Garfield. When
To be fair, it's
when you
pretty
mentioned
impressive.
Garfield and how prevalent it is now, I said that's one of my favorite Christmas specials. For some reason,
It's the things with the
I
good
don't know.
Christmas specials.
yeah, if it had a
like
good
Christmas
Christmas special,
specials.
it stuck with
You've
me.
seen a lot of Christmas
I love-
specials.
I love Christmas.
Charlie Brown's one was good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Charlie Brown is a great Christmas
it's
special.
all
It's a classic.
It's a classic.
I like the redub. Charlie Brown. Have you guys seen that?
Oh, yeah.
Wait, what?
There's you, kid.
That's the only one I've listened to. What were you talking about?
Yeah, that one.
Oh, okay, good.
I just give him a monkey wrench later on where I put his dick backwards between his legs and suck him off.
Remember the Flaming Amazon?
What was you set her pubes on
You s-
fire?
well, they called it the buckwheat patch. Yeah. You light up her buckwheat patch and you extinguish the flames with my gorilla juice.
Oh yeah. It's funny because it was like Linus talking about his gorilla juice, which
Yeah.
is just
I like my sex like whitewater rafting, where I'm getting all beat up and wet and getting my head smashed in with rocks.
He's giving her the Pasadena mudslide in the back of that Mazda.
If anyone wants to see that, go to just Google most offensive video. They've done just amazing work.
That is
Charlie
the
Brown.
most offensive video, or is that the?
That's
That's
like
the
the
name
group.
of the
Oh,
group. Yeah,
okay.
they did actual claymation work. You remember the Santa Claus is Coming to Town Christmas special? It was the same style as Rudolph, but they did like claymation sex scenes and
There's
stuff.
so
and you
many-
get to see like Mrs.
that
Claus
is such a
naked
fucking
and-
time commitment.
How much
I know,
of your,
right?
How much
That's
of your
why
life
so much-
revolves around Christmas specials?
Roughly 97%.
Every reference you have a Christmas special.
It gets to like October and he's like, oh, it's fucking Christmas special season.
It's a huge box up in his eye, just full of DVDs.
my favorite.
VHS just tapes.
I do. My favorite one was Yogi's First Christmas, which is like 90 minutes.
Yogi Bear.
Yeah, Yogi Bear.
Oh,
Anybody who had a
90-minute
show
Yogi
had a
Bear.
Christmas special back
There's a
then.
90-minute Yogi Bear.
Can you look it
Christmas
up?
special?
Yeah, let me see.
all right.
I
mean,
know
that still
I know it's
happens now.
horrendously long because my mother used to always complain about the length. Like, oh my God, you're putting that thing
My
in
mom
again?
would complain about the length too. She'd say the exact same thing.
About my dick.
You're putting that thing in again,
All right.
Why are you going incognito?
Mom.
to
If
search
you
Yogi
if
Christmas
you listen
special?
to this,
Yeah, Yogi's First Christmas.
Okay, I'm trying to
I'm
navigate.
sorry.
Hold. Okay, there we go. Yogi's First Christmas.
I just want to see the duration.
Duration?
It's like a full movie.
98 minutes.
Yeah.
Yogi's First Christmas.
do they have the budget on there for this? I
Hey, boo boo.
want to know how much money went into making. No, it's not on there. It's on the sidebar.
Damn.
I mean, they had like
You can't put a price on Masterpiece.
they had two concurrent like Yogi cartoons going on at this time. So Hanna-Barbera had plenty
I feel
of
like
spending.
that's too much goddamn Yogi
Hanna-Barbera
Bear.
was like everything. But
Yeah.
I feel like Yogi Bear was a concept that just didn't leave itself a lot of runway.
I
and yet
agree.
they
No,
kept-
the whole group.
they kept
ended
going
up
with
getting
it.
like their own show, like Augie Doggy and Doggy Daddy.
Was Yogi Bear in Wacky Races?
Yes.
Okay.
But what was Yogi Bear's whole thing? He just like
Stole
picnics?
picnic
It was.
baskets.
It's always like
He
um,
hated the ranger.
There's not that much
right.
to do there.
It's
There's less of a premise
Right,
there.
that's-
That,
it's Coyote
what I'm saying.
versus Roadrunner, but in a park. It's Yogi
With picnic
versus Ranger.
baskets.
That's it.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
When you phrase
Over
it
and
that
over
way,
and over. It's
yeah.
Tom and Jerry. That was the thing. It's prey predator back then for some reason. Tom, Jerry, Coyote, Roadrunner, Yogi Bear, Sheriff.
Hungry
Picnic
Hippo.
baskets.
Yeah,
Hungry Hippo
that
marble.
was just the formula at
That's
the
what
time.
it was.
I don't know why.
So let's hear a little bit more about the
Bugs
California
Bunny
Raisins
and Elmer Fudd. You
The
know,
Grape
same
Escape.
thing.
Okay, hold on. I have to navigate this reverse mouse.
You can
There.
just
Oh.
control
There we are.
option.
All right. Not that much to note on this. It never actually was released.
Oh,
Yeah, it
Oh,
was planned
that's
to be
a bummer.
published in 1990, but was canceled due to the California Raisins' dwindling popularity.
in 1990.
Wow.
1990.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was like their final push, and
and
then it was
I like how
yeah.
for some, I don't get what would cause this, but there was
was
a
really
downfall.
popular.
There's a downfall of raisins in the late 80s. So that's why they had to cancel the
I
California
bet it's sugary
raisins.
cereals.
You think so?
I don't know.
This was a
Could be
Capcom
sugar
game.
cereals.
Like Raisin Bran was just the tits for a long time.
Capcom made a lot of shit.
I wish I could play this game. It might be available.
There might be a
somewhere.
leaked version. So
What
could
kind of
finish it.
game is it? It looks
It's a
like a
side-scrolling
side-scrolling Mario puzzle
platformer.
game. Okay.
Yeah. It's Capcom though. That's interesting. They made Street Fighter. They made Mega Man.
So there were 4 levels you had to get through before you could get to the boss. They were the Grapevine, the Factory, the Maze, and the Juicery.
I've been saying they should call
The
corn
maze
mazes the
yeah,
maze forever.
Yeah, it makes so much
Well,
sense.
apparently this is your calling because you know everything about the California Raisins.
Anything to do with Christmas
the
specials.
final levels in the clouds.
You go to Raisin Heaven at the end
Or your DuckTales
You become a
game?
grape again.
after you get.
Oh, the
juice.
DuckTales games were great. There were more than
Really?
one. There were a lot of
Wow.
DuckTales games.
It's
Yeah.
saying that Capcom was responsible for them.
That was a really good game. That's actually a hard game.
DuckTales.
Yeah.
I was always a huge fan of the Donkey Kong series.
What about that?
Those were great.
Tailspin?
The Lion King game.
That was hard too.
That I heard that. I heard Disney made it hard just to sell more or something. Like they didn't want to actually do. What was it?
It was notoriously difficult. I
Yeah,
don't know
it's
anything
But
beyond that.
they didn't make it hard to be like challenging. They made it hard to be so you couldn't beat it for some reason. Okay, I'm gonna look
My,
at it.
Maybe they didn't want to finish it.
My orthodontist had a lot of arcade games where I had like 3, and it was always like Street Fighter, Echo, the Dolphin. Remember that game?
Yeah.
And then Lion King.
Huh.
And I could never. We'd always get there like 15 minutes earlier, right? and I never had enough time to like
Actually get
fucking
anywhere.
get anywhere.
Yeah.
And those other the Toy Story game was hard too. That was about the same time.
Was that for Nintendo 64? Yeah.
SNES?
No,
No,
Toy Story
64.
wasn't. Yeah, it had to be 64.
You're right. Yeah, it
I
was.
was going to say that was out after.
That might have been the
SNES.
end of my braces.
Yeah, I played the Toy
forget
Story
that's like
game.
a
That
4 year.
was really
It's like a
hard.
4 year period when you get in braces.
Yeah.
It's a long time.
It's true.
Here's what it says. It says they made the Lion King game hard. They specifically asked them to make it hard so it couldn't be beat in a single rental period.
Oh,
So you have to
Just
rent it
think
multiple
renting.
times.
nice.
That makes sense.
Jerks.
That's interesting.
Well, that was a big thing. Was the
Rental.
blockbusters?
Yeah.
Like a third of their store was video games.
That was like half my childhood. It was like, hey, Cole, do you want to go get a game at Blockbuster?
Do you guys remember how fun Blockbuster
Yeah.
Night
Yeah,
was?
I loved
You
it.
could get some fucking
Love
Skittles
that.
and a 2-liter for twice
yeah.
the price.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I remember like calling every other 5 minutes just to get the Toy Story game.
Yeah.
I remember that specifically.
I went
So
one
it's funny that
time
you
and I
mentioned that.
rented a video game controller because I didn't have enough for the number of people that were coming
yeah.
over.
That's kind of like what you did in Oklahoma when you needed another player.
Oh, when we tried to find a hooker?
Yeah.
Yeah, we tried to rent a person. Yeah.
You didn't have enough
We
players?
did this one night. We didn't have enough players. We wanted to play 4-player Mario Kart, and so we drove around looking for prostitutes.
Did you find one?
No. No, we didn't.
Not a good like night scene.
One of the
Oklahoma?
people was really sheltered, and literally every person standing anywhere thought it was a prostitute. He's like, "That's one," and I'm like, "That's a guy waiting for a bus." Like what?
Well, it could have been.
You never know.
I mean,
Don't
it could,
judge
it
a
could
book.
be
you
both.
ask?
It
They didn't have
could be both.
Craigslist
No.
You
back
didn't even
then?
ask?
I didn't ask.
That's rude.
Well, I mean, they were clearly not clocked in. He wasn't wearing like a leather skirt, you
yeah,
know.
the
Maybe
top.
that's his niche, man.
Mankini.
He just looks like a normal dude.
Yeah, he's
waiting
just
for
a guy.
bus.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I'm just a guy. I'll blow you.
But I'll suck you off for $1.
No, he doesn't even talk like that. He's just
Hey, how you doing?
Very mild mannered.
Yeah.
Just like, oh yeah, the sex, we can do that.
That's like,
So I'd really like to play this game sometime.
My favorite is the ET game that was so unsuccessful they had to bury it in
Oh,
the desert.
yeah.
I don't remember that.
You didn't
They
hear
had
about
to-
this?
They had to bury
It was a
like
big thing.
thousands of copies of it in like Nevada.
The frog. Wait, what
Instead
was
of just throwing it
It
away.
was the
Well,
ET.
that's what
video
kind of what
game.
throwing away
That's right.
is.
Now, Battletoad is the one that they did that.
Battletoads.
Battletoads.
I have a Battletoads PCB for an arcade machine that I keep meaning to resell.
Really?
Yes, I accidentally
How did you
acquired
get
this.
that?
I bought an arcade machine and it had the guy phrased it as some weird turtle fighting game in it, and the monitor was broken, so I couldn't tell what it was,
So you
and
just
it was
took out the
loading,
PCB?
and then I saw the Battletoads logo, just the top like centimeter of it, and I was like, "This is fucking Battletoads!" And I got all excited. But
I wonder how much you sell
it's
for.
worth like $500 just
Dang.
for the PCB.
Dang.
So I bought the whole arcade machine for $50. Gutted it, dropped in a flat screen, rebuilt it.
Does the PCB still work?
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, I don't know if it does now.
top
It did,
centimeter
it
does.
did. It did 2 years ago. Yeah.
All you need is
Does
those
that
top-
directly
those
correlate
top
to the
lines.
screen?
Well, I tried other PCBs. That screen was fucked.
Did you guys ever play Paperboy?
I don't think so.
I think I played it
I've seen it played before.
after the fact. It wasn't like a.
That was another really hard game.
Yeah, I remember. I think I played it when I was not like when it was actually out, but
Yeah.
later on.
Makes me appreciate Paperboys.
Yeah.
They like dodge tornadoes.
Now it's a guy driving around in a truck. Have you seen this?
Yeah.
And occasionally the LAPD shoots it.
Does anyone actually get newspapers anymore?
That
I
was-
was going to say,
a-
that still exists.
That was
Sometimes-
a Chris
sometimes-
Dorner
No, they do.
reference.
yeah.
Sometimes people in my
Got it. Just
in my
didn't
neighborhood
acknowledge it.
get them, and
Got
you,
it. It
like you
just
hear them
sucked.
4 a.m. You go.
It's annoying.
Someone's throwing them out the window. Just throwing them onto
Just
the.
littering openly.
Well, you're paying for it. I guess it's not littering.
I mean, it's really the fault of the people who buy newspapers still.
A lot of people still. I mean, not a
I know
lot.
they do, but
some
I just,
people do.
Some of
they
the
shouldn't.
better journalism's through that. So
Yeah, but
Yeah.
every article in that paper is also on that tabloid's news website.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's surrounded by other bad articles on the site, right? There's a lot more shit on
and
the site.
a lot of people just like having something you just take with you. And
Paper is kind of like
worry
the
about it.
greatest hits. It is kind of cool to have that
smells good
old-fashioned vibe of sitting, eating brunch,
Yeah.
looking through your newspaper. It's
Holding up this
inconveniently
thing.
large.
I was just gonna say,
why is
it's
it so
such a
large?
challenge.
Ass. Why do they make them so?
It could be like a
fucking-
magazine. It could be a
magazines are
magazine
far
size.
better format.
Yeah, why is it so large? just like
I don't know.
Well,
You know why?
printing
so you can,
efficiently.
So you can put it down when you have to paint.
Well, at the
it probably is printing efficiency.
Yeah, you can't wrap a pair of shoes.
That's
It's just a
probably
little book.
that's probably what
it probably is why it started that way. And then it
Magazines
probably
start-
is legacy that just led them like, hey, we still got to do newspapers how we've always done newspapers. And so now magazines exist, but they're
Well, I think most paper, like if you guys know sizing conventions,
Yeah.
like it starts with tabloid, then it's like
Like
A2,
letter
A3,
equals
A4,
yeah.
A5. What that is you're folding it in half, and that's a new size. Every size is derived by cutting the initial paper size. So
maybe
anytime you
that's
have
the initial
small
paper
paper, you're
size.
adding to your cost because it's manufactured in large rolls.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
So
it's,
you're
you know
saying
that,
maybe the size of a newspaper is the regular size of paper
It's
they
a
produce.
cost concern.
American
Yeah, they don't
newspaper
wanna cut it.
sizes to European newspaper sizes follow a Fibonacci sequence.
relationship.
Yeah.
Saw that callback a mile away.
Yeah. I kind of telegraphed it a little. I'm like a bad boxer that you see the punch coming and then just kill me.
Normally, I can't predict anything you're going to say, actually. Normally, what you say is so out of left field that no one could
Yeah,
predict.
occasionally, or sometimes it's just so much worse than what you were expecting.
I'm worried that we're all getting jaded, and somehow Jake convinced you to pull up a video of a homeless guy masturbating on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and we're supposed to talk about it or something. Like, here's our next subject.
Well,
what do you guys think of this? This is good content.
Anytime Jake is actively participating, I want to encourage that.
And why did we spend so much time making sure the audio worked?
that
You
was
had
very
to hear the
important.
"Hey, how you doing?" But it's important for the other videos too.
That's like the
There
name of
are
the
more
video.
videos.
But all we
Hey,
ended
how
up
you
hearing
doing?
was the.
And
Like, I don't want to hear that.
is that not important to the experience?
It's not. I didn't need that sound to know what he
need
was doing.
surround
I didn't
sound
need the video.
slapping?
I could have done without the whole thing.
Well,
Guys, it's important that we encourage Jake. He wanted to contribute, and it was a good.
hey, I
It's
refuse.
the only
Yeah,
way
we
he
totally
contributes.
want
I
you here.
refuse to show up on time. I refuse to do the research for the herd of its. I can at least pull up what I'm going to be watching anyway, and then be like, I want to.
Yeah, is
I
it
want to
any
share
effort
this.
at all?
I want to share this with my
I feel
closest friends.
like I'm honeymooning with Thomas Henry Manning right now. You're just doing the shit that you would do anyway.
You didn't see all the stuff that didn't make the cut.
Oh yeah.
How much filtering did you go through before
Yeah,
you arrived here?
I narrowed it down to 3 videos.
Just a little background. Jake said he had like 9 videos that he really had to show us, and we're like, okay, pick your top 2. And he says, I got to do a top 3. And apparently, the homeless guy jerking off was among the top 3.
Yes.
Yeah, so what was 4 through 9?
I want to hear the rubric.
What
makes
well,
it a
no,
good
no.
video?
One of them I just picked out because I was like, I don't know why this exists. It wasn't that offensive or
just
interesting
novel.
in any way. It was just kind of like, well, it was just some stupid person. There were a lot of videos that followed a similar theme. So of those,
A lot of hominids.
yeah. So actually, can we just pull up?
All right.
I think we got to pull up the next one. You guys are really gonna like the
We'll
next one.
segue.
You'll like
Even
it
though we were in
more.
the middle of a segment of called The Herd of It.
I'm very wary.
Or are we-
of
do we have
Jake
more to
directing
say?
do you
it.
want to do
about-
this one? Do you want to do the one that's titled...
What's it titled, Cole? Go ahead.
Go.
It's on YouTube. That's better. That's
Oh, yeah.
I don't want the one with the little girl in it.
Okay, then that's not the one.
Oh, we're not doing the one with the little
What the
girl
hell,
in it.
man.
Wait, did
It's
you want
not-
the flinging one?
Yes.
Okay. Let me pull it up.
Is this just another poop video?
It is, but when you see it, so is the little girl one actually.
Oh, it's not it. Oh, God, that was a spoiler. All right, hold on.
Has he
It's
been
on.
on her ass?
I hear bees and vuvuzelas.
Yeah.
That was a Vanuatu video. Hold on.
Turn it down.
So do you recognize our hero here?
is it the same guy?
So watch it.
The same bonobo?
Okay,
Yeah.
hold on. God, all right.
Stares at you.
This is the one who flung it on the old woman?
It's a monkey sitting in an enclosure.
it's a-
He's,
It's an
he's
A.
making
It's an
noises
A.
with his
Oh,
mouth.
he's got.
That's what that
Which
you're
one is
hearing.
is that?
He's evaluating his targets.
Better
He's
watch out,
detecting
he might
weaknesses
swing
and
it.
analyzing them.
Look at this. So he sits there. And he's
There's a piece of poop just sitting next to him.
yeah. So this is
He's ready.
Oh, he's loading. He's
yeah,
loading.
Oh, my God.
It's in the barrel.
He grabbed half of it.
and then watch what he does next.
People aren't
He's like,
backing
oh, I'm
away.
going to go for 2. I grab the other half.
At us.
Why aren't the people walking away?
Don't they know what's going to
Now's
happen
your
right now?
chance.
He's winding up.
He's notorious. He's notorious. Get away. No.
He's doing the hops. He's hopping. Oh, there it goes.
Man, what a fling.
People are laughing.
Did he get anyone?
No. So.
Oh, he missed?
Oh, look at it. Look, they'll show it. They'll show it. He'll show where he hit.
He's running around and picking up the pieces that didn't make it over the wall.
Oh, it's going to be on the glass, isn't it?
Oh, no. Oh, he hit the wall and it's stuck.
That would have been a brutal hit if that would have hit.
It's stuck to the wall.
So the reason that I selected this video.
Why are we
it's so
talking
important.
about this?
So it's
We
the same.
saw what happened.
It's the same chimp I've talked about previously. And what I originally thought when I watched this
Do you like
video,
follow him on Facebook?
when I watched this video, I don't have my notes on me.
Wait,
took notes on
I
this?
think you wrote them to me. It says, note how in the original, his feet only leave the ground once.
Oh,
Yes.
he's
In
improved
this-
his technique.
In this, he jumps twice. This was a practice sniper, is what Jake
Yes.
is.
So what happened here was I thought this might have been an alternate angle because you saw that he picked up 2 poops. First of all, there's a revelation that he
It's
didn't.
one poop, but both halves.
He picked up a poop that had been separated into multiple pieces. So Originally, I thought he pooped into his hand and then flung it on the old lady in the original chimp flinging poop onto an
Right,
old
he
lady
drew
video
from his
that
quiver.
all of our viewers must have seen, right? Like, what kind of idiot hasn't
You've
seen
looked
that?
it up by now, right?
I'm assuming.
So, but no, I think this kind of clearly showed his technique. Now, I thought this was that video from another angle originally, and I thought that the two poops separated and one hit the wall and one hit the grandma, and this person didn't capture the grandma. But then
Well,
I
the consistency
rewatched
is all different too.
I rewatched the video. Well, that's why I thought it might be two poops.
Some serious
The poop
internet
that hit the
sleuthing.
grandma was very soupy. Remember?
Yes.
So made it so
was
good.
soupier.
the story is essentially the duck that wasn't.
But then
he thought it was two poops, but it wasn't.
Well, I watched
the whole
I
story.
watched how many times his feet
there's
left the
evidence.
ground,
Oh.
and that's how I was 100%
CSI'd
sure
it.
Yeah.
this wasn't just an alternate angle. This was a separate. So this
Jake's really good at those. It's like two pictures, and you have to spot the differences.
This
Jake.
chimp
He's like, oh no, that one has a red
there was
fire
a
hydrant.
practiced flinging shit.
Maybe
at
there was a
people
second shooter.
A lot.
And his technique
Did
evolved.
you check the grassy knoll?
This was basically the JFK of chimp poop flinging
I'm glad we
videos.
have our best man on this.
Actually, the old woman would be the JFK.
Oh,
Yeah.
this is when he didn't someone try to assassinate? Oh no, they assassinated a congressperson before that or something.
I don't know.
I think Lee Harvey Oswald killed another person before he
Really?
killed, yeah.
Oh.
Or attempted to. He shot through his window and didn't kill him. It was a congressman in Texas, I think.
Yeah,
something like
I
that.
bet the CIA told you that, huh?
Damn it.
Just gonna believe it, huh?
Well, anyway, this chimp.
You
I
round
think,
earth sheeple.
I think he practiced his shots, and we were debating whether or not like he was just a really good
Yeah,
shot.
did he get lucky?
or like what? And I think it was practice. I think this was kind of like a Rocky montage.
Yeah.
Of him doing that weird hopping thing he does and then flinging shit under
I
him.
love how ritualistic it seems to be, right? Like
he's psyching
it
himself
reminds
up.
me of an MLB batter getting up to bat.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
he walks back and forth. He's like, no, not yet. I'm going to back up.
Or-
I'm going to swing the heavy bat a little bit.
Yeah.
He kind of winds up. You know, he
It's a
picks
whole
up half.
process.
There
He
was
picks
some
up
of that.
half the poop and kind of evaluates. He's like, he does the math. He's like, I need more. You know, and he grabs the other half. He does some like test hops. He's like, okay,
All right, this ground's
ground
feeling
is,
good.
Is this springy? I got a good foundation here.
Yeah.
And stretch. There we go.
Archer's ready.
And the way he throws it is very interesting.
It is very
That
interesting.
underhand.
It's the
fling.
underhand like through the legs.
It's a softball pitch.
It doesn't seem like it should
No,
be
it's
accurate.
not even.
Yeah, I don't think
that's
it is
like on the
accurate.
outside.
It's not
between
accurate.
the
He's
legs.
going for a shotgun effect.
I mean, that was at
Yeah, it's
face
like a-
height on a person, though.
Yeah, zero arc. It's just a bullet.
Both videos we've
Yeah.
seen were face height on a person.
It is within. It's semi-accurate. You can get it in an area. But
Well,
yeah.
to be fair, he did hit somebody in the other
In
video.
the second one, yeah.
Although I think that other one was more. It kind of scattered a little more. This one was very
The
concentrated.
last one was a shotgun.
Yeah.
kind of shot.
Yeah. Okay, so that was the California Raisins, The Grape Escape.
Yeah, can we start the fucking episode now?
I feel like we're trapped in a pre-episode montage.
Because you allowed Jake to dictate content.
I just wanted to encourage him.
hey,
No.
we got through one
opposite.
whodunit.
Hey, I want you to look me in the eyes and tell me I was wrong that crazy chimp flinging feces was not valuable content.
valuable.
How do you define value?
I didn't.
It was content.
I think
It's definitely
Yes.
content.
I think
But
that-
I'm not content.
I did not
with
like it, but I know this sort of thing appeals to me, but I also know it doesn't appeal to most people.
Especially people who can't see
Yeah, they
it.
can't see the video.
they can when we post the link.
Okay, it's called Crazy Chimp Flinging Feces on the YouTube.
It's by Nate
There's
Swift.
probably 6 of them.
Oh yeah, Nate Swift. Click on Nate Swift. What else has this guy got?
Oh no.
Is this his thing?
Or maybe he just.
Is
happened
there
to
another
capture
Jake
this.
out there?
This could just be his original video.
Let's subscribe to Nate Swift.
Nope, he just has that.
Oh, just that one. He's just
no,
he's
no,
just
there's a
getting
lot of
in.
Bible
Here's one
stuff.
going crazy. No, that's stuff he liked.
Yeah.
Here's another
Oh.
video of a chimp going crazy.
He
though.
li- he liked-
I don't want to go down this road.
All right, let's move on.
All
Okay.
right, all right.
He liked
Who
the
done it number
atheist
2?
delusion.
Who done it number 2?
All right.
I'm.
So are you a little bummed that the California Raisins we knew so much about already?
yeah, I thought you guys would be like,
It was
what?
an impressive guess.
What is this?
They made a
How
band
does
out
this
of
exist?
Well, when you immediately said, "Oh yeah, the California Raisins," and you started talking to them and like, "So how did they come to exist?" And I was like, "What?"
I thought you guys were joking.
you
I thought you were
get
like,
this?
oh, we know the California.
No, I
Raisins.
don't.
I am all about them.
They-
I
they
had
actually-
their cassette tapes.
They mentioned him in Straight Outta Compton. There was a reference to California
No.
Raisins.
Crazy
There was
motherfucker
because
named
one of
Ice
the
Cube.
one of the managers who came up to them and was like, "I'll manage you guys." Was like, "I managed the California Raisins,"
Yeah.
and they went platinum, and it was like a whole thing.
it was like 3 singers
Oh, in the
and,
movie.
and one guy with
Yeah.
a saxophone.
Oh, okay.
Well, no, in real
One
life
raisin,
too, though.
one
Sure,
raisin had a sax.
that's what you're referring to. Though,
Yeah.
is that you saw?
Yeah,
it.
in the movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying in the song they reference it.
Oh no, not in the song. No.
I loved him.
You apparently
They're great.
Anyone who has a Christmas special you loved.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny because I know you like Star Wars and they had a Christmas special.
Thank
Like,
God.
anything.
Thank God
the best
Hitler
part of Star
didn't
Wars.
have a Christmas special. if there was a Christmas special in Nazi Germany, like we would have lost him. We would have lost Jeff.
All right, little Jeff.
White Christmas.
Go ahead and pick out of the crocodile skin hat.
And with that, our next topic is growing the big one.
Oh, growing.
I'm doing that right now.
growing the
Growing
growing.
the big one.
Growing the big one.
I just knew Jake would particularly
Okay,
love this.
first clue I know I'm going to need is this is the time period. Can you hit me with that?
Wait, let's speculate a little
Okay,
before.
sure. I have nothing until I hear the time period.
I think I'm ready to speculate wildly. The first things that come to mind, I played a slot machine called Catch the Big One once, where the theme
Was it
that
fishing?
You were trying to catch a big fish.
Yeah.
It's a pretty fun slot machine as far as slot machines go. Not as good as Lucky Larry's Lobster Mania.
That's like saying you have a top 5 trade dispute.
yeah.
Larry's Lobster
bars-
Mania.
Yeah,
Bars love.
that's my favorite slot machine in terms of theme. Although I will say the execution is not great. It does play Rock Lobster when the reels are spinning.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
The,
excellent.
the Avatar one is pretty good.
Rock
Have you seen that
Lobster?
one? It's a high production slot machine. It's like a 65-inch flat screen TV in front of you.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
it's-
Oh, yeah.
They
Is it
really
3D?
Was that on the cruise ship?
They always have really high,
no.
really
That
high
was
resolution
Apollo.
screens.
Yeah,
too.
they're good, yeah.
really
Last
nice.
time I played Lucky Larry's Lobster Mania, I ended up hearing Rock Lobster in 2 unrelated contexts on the same day, and it freaked me out.
Well,
really
no, it's
bad.
pattern recognition. You might have not noticed it, but because you're already cued to it.
Do you think I hear Rock Lobster twice a day normally? Like
That's what I'm
not
saying.
an
You
anomaly?
wouldn't normally
That's your
notice
anthem, right?
You don't.
Don't you wake up
notice
and go to
anomalies,
sleep
You notice
to that?
patterns.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that was a little unusual. It was a coincidence, but I think it was a little bit anomalous. So it's either that or
It's either
maybe
a slot machine growing the big one.
growing
Based
the big
on
one.
what?
Because I played Catch the Big One.
No, what is the slot machine?
Because-
like the theme of the slot
so
machine.
because our subject shared 2
Or
words.
are you just saying this has to do with a fish?
No, he's saying that this subject shares 2 words with an obscure slot machine he's played once. Then surely it's another slot machine.
Obviously. Hey, did I say Shirley or did I say I'm about to speculate wildly? Give credit where credit's due. I know where I stand. on
Surely this is a fish slot machine game.
Okay, as far as fish-themed slot machines go, this might be one of them.
How many are there?
Several. I mean, I just mentioned 2, kind of, if you count lobsters as fish, which they're not.
Well, you fish for them.
Yeah. Anyway,
if this
or maybe it's one of those things where they grow the biggest pumpkin. You know,
Could be
one of
that.
those agriculture competitions.
Yeah.
I was thinking more
That's
like
a great guess.
instead of agriculture, like biggest cow, biggest pig, that type of thing.
Is that still agriculture?
I offer women
I
my
guess so,
biggest
yeah.
pig, and it's a euphemism.
it's like a pig in a blanket.
You want to see my prize-winning pig?
I'm big growing the big one.
It's pink and hairy, and
So
it's
appealing.
ready to wallow.
What?
Suckle.
Right?
That's a good pig noise.
That was impressive.
You can tell it's not the first time he's done that.
It scares cats.
I mean, you did a hippo impression in the last.
I imagine it would.
There's not a lot of noises that don't scare cats, though, to be fair. That's a broad category.
Yeah, why would you even mention that?
All right,
I
let's give.
experienced it once.
Yeah, just give me the time period.
Yeah, give Jeff a time frame.
2010.
Oh, growing the big one.
Growing the
2000.
big one. Growing the big one.
Now I
don't
think
know.
it might be a big ag expose thing, like we're exposing corruption or something.
Maybe they were exposing something.
like a bad documentary by what's that guy's name?
Michael Moore?
Michael Moore, yeah,
He is the big one.
the omnipotent one.
Boy, I just can't stop farting today.
Yeah, and you just keep wafting it towards
It's the.
What did I eat?
Is this related to a huge big? Cole.
Oh,
No.
you got huge big.
Okay, so any other guesses? Jake
Jeff?
had
no, the time period actually wasn't that helpful.
Jake's either slot machine
Yeah,
or
it's too recent.
growing.
The fishing.
I say,
Agricultural
give us
competition.
another hint or tell
I'm
us.
thinking
Since slot machine is
documentary.
wrong, let's just put mine in as fish themed slot machine.
Are we anywhere?
I think big ag documentary.
And little Jeff.
I was going like growing a large cow.
Growing a large cow.
Oh right,
Yeah,
yeah. You
like the
mentioned
biggest cow we can
animals.
You're growing a cow. Is that
Sure.
That's your final?
Yeah, you like feed it way too much food.
Is that called growing it?
You take it and you bury it underground.
All right, let's hear about it.
Sprouts
All right.
a cow plant.
Growing the big one is a 2010 American television film directed by Mark Griffiths. So
Never heard of it.
it was developed. Okay, it was on Hallmark Channel.
Oh.
Yeah,
That's a good start.
Yep.
Is it the big one? A heart?
Was it you guys that watched The Christmas Puppy with me?
No.
I watched the
Wait,
Christmas
that sounds
Bunny.
very familiar. Oh, the Christmas Bunny. I've seen the Christmas
watched
Bunny.
it. Christmas Bunny.
It was on. It reminded me of porn a little, just because of it was shot entirely in a nice house and had really bad acting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it was
Like any Hallmark movie.
and it was called The Christmas Puppy, and you had to get through 95 minutes of horrendous acting and no plot, and then at the end they soften this person by giving them a puppy. The
What?
puppy does nothing the whole movie. Just
The
at,
end.
at the end,
Oh,
they,
that's like-
they make the dad care
puppy's
again,
But it's the
false-
Christmas
giving him a
puppy, so-
puppy. Yeah,
It's
we,
like
we
sitting
keep
through-
waiting for the fucking puppy to show up.
It's like sitting through a timeshare presentation.
That was kind of like
right?
the,
Yeah. So where's the price?
The payoff is just super small.
Right.
That was kind of like the Christmas Bunny almost.
Yeah, the
Wasn't it-
Christmas Bunny was really depressing.
Yeah,
It was a very depressing movie.
you thought it'd be uplifting Christmas movie, and it
I
was
think
like
it was about this girl whose mom was a drug addict.
Yeah.
And then she gets
classic
adopted and she's all weird about rabbits.
no, she's all bitchy to the adopted parents.
Yeah,
but then she
because-
likes the rabbits.
Yeah,
so
she's all fucked up. So they buy her a rabbit.
she runs away with the rabbit.
Yeah, because her brother was mean to the
Like
rabbit.
to get married?
I don't know.
No, to protect the rabbit from immediate harm because
I
the brother
guess.
was mean to it.
But then what happened? What did it die?
No, they found her with cuddling the rabbit.
Okay, I'm pretty sure I fell asleep at that point.
The guy did the daring cross country skiing rescue and
Oh yeah, that's right.
retrieved her and the
Wow.
rabbit out of the woods.
That's right.
Okay.
So growing the big one is actually Jake. Once again, I think you're 2 for 2 today.
What the hell?
He's doing
It's a
pretty
fucking
well.
slot
It's a
machine?
it's a
No,
fish
no,
team, it's a fish team swap machine. Slot
It's
machine.
not a slot machine. It is the plot of the movie on the Hallmark Channel is this girl, and she attempts to pay off her recently deceased grandmother's debts by entering a pumpkin growing contest.
Holy shit, dude! I even said fucking pumpkin.
You did say pumpkin.
Wow.
As the movie progresses, it's a very convoluted plot for such a simple concept. So as the movie progresses, she develops a romance with her new neighbor, Seth Colon, portrayed by Smith.
Seth Colon?
Seth Colon.
Growing the colon.
His last name's Colon?
Yeah, Colon.
That sucks.
And must choose if she wants
comes after?
to stay in her rural hometown or accept a promising job opportunity in New York City. So I guess it was inspired.
What's the job opportunity?
I can get into it more. I'm just reading the top
Is it
part.
also pumpkin related?
Yeah, did growing the large pumpkin somehow pre-qualify her for a good position in New York?
I'm a little upset that I
I want to show you guys
Figured
the,
out this
I
was
want to show
pumpkin
you
related.
I want to show you the image.
Oh,
with
yes.
the title
Classic
that looks
Hallmark.
like a shitty album
Growing
cover.
the big one, and she's just looking at you
It
longingly.
looks like a Rachel Ray cookbook.
Oh, I thought
Yeah.
that it says Aaron Pearl, starring Aaron Pearl. I thought I said Aaron Paul. I was like, he's done better things now.
I could grow a big one to that. She's passable.
But the plot.
Well, that
is-
was obviously the subtext of this movie.
I
right?
was skimming over.
Yeah,
the,
look at that smirk.
She's like,
Well, she's
I'm
got
going to help
that.
you
She's
grow a
got
big
that
one.
Hallmark movie look to her. She's very conservatively dressed. Nothing too crazy going on with her
Slightly
hair.
ethnic.
It's kind of,
But not too ethnic.
Right, not too ethnic.
It would
don't
be,
want her to be too ethnic.
It would be satisfying bringing that just generic, heavily processed version of a person down a peg.
yeah, yeah. Look, they just can't be threatening.
what does that mean?
like she's basically what a corporation says this is the kind of person you should all relate to, and
This
it's
is-
no, I'm gonna come on this person's face.
Like on the HR website.
Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. Rage Against the Machine.
on
taught
their
me that.
careers page, and it's like, be a part of our
bad
team.
people.
And they have a couple people laughing with their arms around each
Yeah,
other's shoulders,
yeah.
and they
I
look
want
like that.
I
They're-
always want to come on
they're
those
like
people's
ethnically
faces.
androgynous.
Well, do you
Yeah.
want to
Do you ever-
come on them because you want to come on them, or just
don't
rebel?
don't indulge this.
It's more. It's more.
I'm
Of,
curious.
it's more of a punishment.
Yeah, okay. So it's not.
It's a punishment for their master,
It's like-
not for them.
it's
but
like
is it pleasurable to you?
Why are we asking
Yes.
questions? Just let this
It's like,
die.
it's like the art, right? You are the
Yeah.
one both creating and receiving
yes. yes.
the art.
It's a win-win. You're welcome.
All right. So she,
Oh,
she has
boy.
to decide about this job.
I have to decide about this episode.
What's wrong with this episode?
It's just too much.
He doesn't
dick.
like it. It's pumpkins. It's not a Christmas special. It's clearly a fall
Yes.
special.
What is this Halloween themed bullshit? This drivel.
I need
Get
to
out
start,
of here.
I need to start targeting my.
If she could
Yeah, I
grow
like
a
Halloween
prized, like a good, proud Douglas fir Christmas tree,
See,
I'd be
now
all
that'd
in.
be a
Remember,
story.
remember when
Yeah.
we talked about reviews being skewed?
that'd be called growing the furry one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A nice noble fir.
Yeah. A lot of weird like twists, convoluted twists happen in this story. There's a romance plot. I don't know. I just thought the name was funny. That's pretty much the only reason why I picked it.
That's pretty good.
I'm glad you're just open about this.
It says critical response to Growing the Big One was mixed. Some critics praised the story and Doherty's performance, while others
I've
more
heard of
critical
her.
of the title
What else
and
was
Hallmark's
she in?
tendency to follow a set formula.
I think there's a
that's not surprising.
Robin Dougherty, I think is a name.
I think I've heard of Shannon Dougherty.
Look him up.
Is there anything by Hallmark that's not part of their set formula?
I also think it's so weird that she's like, I need to pay these debts. I'm going to grow a pumpkin.
That's probably why she has debts. Her whole family probably is like bad with financial decisions.
Well,
How much money is there in prize pumpkining?
No, I can't imagine.
well,
much.
whoever wrote this story probably was like, I don't know. There's a pumpkin growing
Can you-
contest.
can we
whoever
Google
wrote
that?
this story was
no,
phoning
it says
in.
that it said that this was actually, let's see, it was inspired by one of the writers' lives. Let's see.
Someone was in debt and decided to turn to
The film's
like
narrative
novel agriculture.
was inspired by Mettler's brothers' experiences participating in pumpkin growing contests.
Oh, that was the extent of it. It wasn't
I guess.
to like a specific end. It was
No,
he
they had to-
participated in pumpkin growing contests.
They probably had to just think of some plot device that would make her have to start growing pumpkins. And like, I guess she's in debt.
This is right. This is right on the shelf next to I preserve and collect butterflies.
as
For me.
far as like bad hobbies.
If this is your fucking hobby, yeah, I'm out.
I don't know.
Was it her
Pumpkins
hobby
are-
or she just saw posting?
She turned to it like prostitution. She was forced to do it. It's like I gotta
Dude.
make that money.
I think
Even though she had a promising job opportunity lined up in New York City, she could have just gone back and done that for.
You can't ignore the quick and easy cash of prize pumpkining.
does it say how much the prize money was? If she won?
let's see.
Look up what
Hold on.
the actual prize money is for something like this.
Wait a second. How did she receive her grandfather's debts?
Yeah, that's not how debt works.
Yeah.
right?
No, I thought she was helping her.
No,
grandparents.
no,
Her
her
deceased.
recently deceased grandfather's debts is what it says.
That's not how it works.
Who the fuck cares?
Maybe she felt obligated to pay those debts off.
Actually, this is interesting. We might want to ask if the Jeffs agree with. Remember we were talking about your girlfriend?
Yeah, that's a lot of
right,
someone
we don't get into
else's
it. Yeah, you're right,
private
you're right, you're
baggage to unpack.
But the question
Later.
of debts when someone dies, that's interesting. Like,
Yeah.
do you assume that those debts?
They're not my debts.
Yeah.
Yep.
But if you,
I'm me. Sorry.
yeah.
Yeah, you've even gone on record saying that you don't want your possessions to be passed on.
You have. You said I don't want my land to
My
be passed
land?
on.
Yeah.
Nothing. They,
You want your land to go back to the state.
So you
What I am
certainly
in-
wouldn't believe your debt should get
what I am in
passed.
favor for is maybe a safety net that they don't know about.
Or maybe you're so far the other direction that you do want your debts passed on.
And only your
no,
debts.
I'm
Only
not-
your debt's like, fuck you, kids.
I'm not about making
Handle it.
life harder for my children. I'm about not making it too easy that they don't develop and become fulfilled.
I'm about getting.
I don't want to
harder
just
for
hand them
children.
shit.
I'm
you
about
know?
growing the big one.
I'm about growing the big one.
Nothing has meaning unless you earn it. Nothing does.
Yeah, whatever.
Ah,
So this makes
but
no
but
sense.
I grew up middle class. This is so easy. So
if I could just have stuff, I would don't care.
You
if
would
it's
just
meaningful.
treasure it,
I
huh?
I don't care if it's meaningful or not.
I just have the stuff. It's cool.
Like you know what would be really good is if you raise them with that mentality of like you don't have everything, so don't feel like you have everything, and then
You
when
gave them everything.
Yeah, they hit a certain age
Yeah,
and they're like,
that's-
wait, shit, dad was rich, and then
have
they
a-
just get a bunch of
They
shit.
have a
and they
trust
can-
that opens when they're like 35.
yeah, they can really appreciate it.
That's
Yeah.
pretty much what you said,
See?
though. You're like,
Exactly.
give them a social safety net.
Right. I don't want them like fucking homeless or anything.
Right,
so
right.
like if like shit happens, even
Yeah.
if you're smart and a hard worker, you can still fail. Right? It's possible. So if that happens, maybe have something in place somehow.
I read that.
They can get propped up for a while.
You could hire a person to follow them and
Yeah.
like help them. You'd
wait
be
till it
like
hits
their
really-
guardian angel.
Wait till they're about to die. They're on the bridge with one foot off.
yeah, and he
And then
grabs
say,
them. and-
"Wait, here's $10 million."
Yeah.
You could hire a
God, it's the
prostitute.
best day of my life. No, I heard
I should try this every day, and then they kill themselves the next day trying to get 10 million more.
No, nobody.
I heard Warren Buffett. So first of all, it's crazy how much he makes a year.
Have you seen his house?
Yeah,
Yeah,
just in-
okay. He lives very nobly, and he's
It's
great.
very well. It's the nicest small house you will ever see.
Sure, but
it's
he
very
didn't
reasonable.
move.
It's
Yeah.
not like it's like a 4-bedroom or
no,
something.
he hasn't moved since he
Yeah.
made his money.
But it's
yeah.
fucking
Well,
gorgeous.
what's his thing is he's only leaving 1% of his wealth. to
That's well, a
his
lot
descendants.
of like billionaires have signed
But
that
then you
pledge.
think about
Yeah,
what
what
1% of his wealth
1%,
is
yeah.
Still,
is
still,
like,
they're giving away 99% of their wealth.
Bill
Come on.
Gates. Bill Gates. is
oh,
very
I'm
famous
not
for this.
knocking it, but I'm still saying like they're still giving away like a $60 million inheritance.
Yeah, here's the thing.
At some point, you can't spend
No, he's
that
also
much money.
he's known for not like wanting to give his kids a lot of money, and I looked it up, and he's like, "Oh,
I think he said like 50 grand a year
no,
or something.
he's
right?
leaving each of them $3 billion.
Oh, I was way off.
3 billion?
$3
Like when
billion
he
each.
dies.
Yeah, when he dies.
That's enough money to live your entire life.
That's enough money.
like 10 times.
Yeah.
That's
You can live the rest of your life on 5 if you're smart.
You can live on $5 million and just live off the
Interest. Yeah. Working in finance, they make you, when you're going out to retirement, they say 5% is a reasonable return. That's like
Really?
pretty moderate.
good return.
Yeah. Well, it's a decent return, but it's
think
like
stock
they
market
average out
averages
to that.
3, right?
No, 8% of stocks.
I thought it was 3.
It's like 7 to 8.
It's like 11 unadjusted for inflation, and then it comes out to like somewhere in that like.
I've only paid
7
attention in the last 3 years. My 401k's done 10.
Sure, and that's pretty decent.
Yeah.
But like 5 is relatively, it's not super conservative, but it's conservative. So yeah, it happens that, so if you were to live off 5 million, 5%, like you're pretty happy.
Yeah.
It's very doable. So
Yeah.
The 3 billion, that's insane.
I know, right?
Is that $200,000?
1 billion is what I
150.
like to call financial escape velocity. That's where you're just not beholden to the same.
Everything
thing.
becomes free
Yeah.
because you can just afford it.
Yeah, it's a Trace Comma Club from
Yeah,
Silicon
the
Valley.
Trace Comma Club.
Trace Comma.
Did you see Mark Cuban? I think it was at like one of the League of Legends events.
He's a big, yeah, he's kind of into that.
He had a T-shirt that had 3 commas on it.
Really?
Yeah,
that's
it's
awesome.
fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
a fun
Kevin
guy.
O'Leary on that show, he's not leaving his kids any money.
That guy's a douche anyway.
No, I think
Mr.
I like him.
Wonderful.
I like him. He seems
He's so transparently greedy. You know, it's
He's
almost
made
endearing.
questionable decisions too in the past.
he has.
Like he did that thing where he what was it? He was involved in that company that made like a stuffed rabbit that could connect to the internet or something.
What the fuck?
And then
It's like Furby.
they had like a merger. It was like an educational toys company, and then they had like a merger with Mattel, and it like destroyed Mattel's stock.
Really?
I'm probably getting all the details wrong.
I don't know that much about
I
it.
thought he made his money in pharmaceuticals.
No, I don't
that
think so.
may have been
Maybe.
before this. I don't know. You
I
might
know
be-
on Shark Tank he seems to always be the loser. Like no one goes with him if
People
there's
don't
another
like him
offer on the
because they think
table.
he's mean.
He's abrasive.
No, because he reaches too far. He's just transparently greedy. He's like I'm gonna fuck you, and you have no other options. Go with me.
And then they're
sometimes he
like-
does that.
Yeah.
Sometimes he does that. Sometimes he's like, this is what it's worth to make the deal worth it to me, and no one else is putting up any money, so it's me or nothing.
Yeah.
And
He's always getting
he gets
as
a bad
much as
rap.
he
He
can,
gets a bad. They make him a villain. I think he's fine. He's kind of he's
Sort of
aware.
has that like
He's
aura
aware.
of like,
Yeah,
I don't really want to deal with you.
I wouldn't mind him going to business with him. He seems like
he's probably
Oh,
smart.
he's
I think
the
he has-
person you want on your team.
I think he
Yeah.
has a teddy bear inside. I think he kind of just like plasma. I think he is.
Okay.
I don't.
Anyways, he's not.
I
leaving-
don't no evidence.
I don't
He's
have a
not
strong
leaving any
opinion.
money to his kids because he says
Yeah, sounds like a teddy bear.
He says he says it's a big disservice to them. He says like I want them to be able to.
I don't disagree with that.
know.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you've
He
got
said
the right.
he said something
mindset
along
on
the lines
that.
of if you never you need to work for anything, you're never gonna like
Right.
amount to
Life is
anything.
meaningless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Life just shouldn't revolve around money.
Life's already meaningless. First of all,
Well,
So-
True.
we have this existential crisis, and if you add on struggle to it, then it gives it some meaning.
least you have
We need to be like
direction.
fucking pack animals, like
Yeah.
we need a burden or else we feel empty.
And it just makes what you have. You've put in time and effort to get
Right.
it, so it makes you
You feel
appreciate it.
accomplished and you appreciate it. Yeah.
If you just can get anything you want at any time, nothing really matters in anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Everything's free.
So
Do we have
So
another?
that's growing the big one.
Let's go on the big
well,
one.
I want to.
I wanted to find out
one
what
more
the
thing about
prize money
We're just
was.
nailing these.
Mainly Jake.
Oh, the prize money. There were so many weird.
I
things
knew a
there,
lot about
though.
the California Raisins
You
thing.
did, but
Yeah.
he like video game pumpkin.
Oh, yeah, and I said it can't be a video
Yeah,
because it's
that's
cost
impressive.
prohibitive at the time.
So this other guy is Seth Colon. Emma is the main character. Seth is the romance.
Who's the
romantic interest.
villain? There's got to be a villain.
I'm sure there is. Probably someone
Who's trying to stop her?
Probably someone trying to steal. Because I guess
They
her,
come in with bolt
It's the
cutters and
pumpkin
just
thief.
snip the stem.
Well, it is her grandfather had a secret journal on like how to grow the best pumpkin, like all the techniques.
Oh, that's kind of
like it's a book of fucking magic.
Yeah. So Seth
Probably.
wants Walt's seeds.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he does.
Throwing the
So
big
he
one.
asked Emma.
Is this
for
Cry of the Hunted again?
because he wants to open his own automobile repair shop. So the prize
Well,
money
it
must
takes
be,
good seeds to do that. gotta have good
no,
seed
with the prize
money.
money. With the prize money.
Seed money.
Why do so many people want this prize money for practical purposes?
It must be a town that.
Where else do you get money, Jake?
Literally-
You need money. You got to grow the fucking
it's
pumpkins.
their
Doesn't
only,
even
it's
say
their
how
only
much.
industry.
It doesn't say. It probably says in the show,
Probably
but
like $1,000.
they play a poker match and then Seth has to.
So we got to watch this movie.
There's so
later.
many plot points.
I know. I can't keep up.
Is it on the Netflix?
Are we gonna mystery
Probably
science
not.
3000?
Can you search it?
This bitch
It might
up?
take some time.
Yeah, maybe.
We can look after the episode.
Okay.
But this is this whole thing. Oh, the pears pumpkins start growing larger. Ooh.
The pears?
Oh, and
Pumpkins?
then Emma finds the real pumpkin growing journal. Oh wait, there's a fake pumpkin growing journal.
Wow.
There's a lot of plot in this. We have. I suggest anyone watches this.
How long is this movie?
Probably. I don't know.
Is it like the Da Vinci Code? They're like digesting clues to
84
find
minutes.
the artifact that is the
84 minutes.
secret
84
tomb.
minutes.
They pack all this in
pumpkin
84
knowledge?
minutes.
It's 84 minutes, so it's longer than Yogi's first Christmas.
No, it's not.
no.
I mean, shorter.
Well, most movies are shorter than Yogi's First Christmas.
Okay, let's do the last whodunit. Do we have time? Let me check. What
are we at?
We're around a little around an hour or close to an hour.
No, let's wrap it up.
Yeah,
Let's wrap it up. Let's wrap it up. We'll save this whodunit for the last one.
Put a bow on this bitch.
I hope everyone out there learned a lot because we sure didn't. We knew,
I
we
grew-
knew
I
exactly
grew a big
what these
one.
were. I
Yeah.
hope someone out there grew
Here,
a big
I
one.
thought they were the most obscure things I've ever heard of.
Nope.
And Jake's like, oh yeah, growing the big one. That's the pumpkin.
And
That's the
anyone
pumpkin
out
thing.
there who hasn't seen the California Raisins First Christmas, it's a masterpiece. It's so good.
That's
So
so
it's
bad.
really great.
So essentially, that we're leaving the listeners with something to watch between our episodes now.
A lot
Yeah.
to watch.
The
Growing
big
the big
one.
one, chimp thing, the homeless guy jerking off.
Nope. Don't worry about that. We should have known, by the way, when Jake provides a video and it's on LiveLeak. I don't know if any.
I didn't want to do it.
Any
I
listener
didn't know
out
it was
there
on LiveLeak.
I said-
also
I
blame
processes
that
it
on
this
Cole.
way.
I said LiveLeak, and then Jake's like, just do it.
When someone gives you a video on LiveLeak, that tacitly means that it's too raunchy
For anything else.
to be on YouTube. Yeah,
Yeah.
like that's every like ISIS execution video I've ever seen has been on LiveLeak.
It's either that or like World Star Hip Hop.
Oh,
Yeah, World Star gets some weird shit.
But that's more like chick fights
That's
and
like
stupid.
fights.
Yeah, that's less like ISIS stuff and more
Yeah.
like that video where the girl's naked at like a
Doesn't matter.
Arby's or whatever it is.
LiveLeak could have anything.
You know, regular Friday night.
All right,
You never
so
seen it? And the guy pours all the straws on her.
Pour straws.
Oh no, that's regular Tuesday night.
pour straw. That sounds like you at Del Taco.
What?
Yeah. I took a lot of straws when we were at Del Taco. I didn't know what to do. I was too drunk. I didn't know how many we needed, so I took like a handful.
A handful could be like 50.
It was a lot. They were little stir.
Yeah,
straw
there was
things.
a lot. There was a lot.
What are you going to do with the stirring straws?
I thought I might need them. I was trying to get out of there
what?
quickly.
You didn't even get a drink.
I didn't know that at the time.
I thought you had a drink?
It was St. Patrick's Day. I was really drunk,
Was this-
and someone was hassling me. They wanted my.
I have an
tacos,
out for
and I was
you.
Like
Was this at the time when they served large fries in a cup?
this was like a couple months ago.
Oh, so no, because they used to. If
I
you
remember
ordered a
that.
large
They
fries
cut
at
a
Del
little hole,
Taco,
though, in there.
no, they would just stab it on a corner. They would
Oh.
like hit the cup on the corner
Oh,
or something
really?
and like bust it in. Yeah,
Wow.
so you couldn't like fill it up
Oh,
with
that's
a soft
right.
serve.
Yeah.
I just thought they had something to
It was
poke
just in
it.
the large cup. No,
that's funny.
It was always clearly like a
Maybe I
triangle.
just went to a shitty Del Taco.
I always went to the same one in Escondido.
Was it- it is
On,
in Escondido,
on
so-
Midway and Valley Parkway.
You could just say Escondido.
No,
Well,
got to be
no,
that specific.
It's that one because there's like 5 Del Tacos in Escondido.
Sure,
They
but
all
they're
suck
all in
except
Escondido.
that
They
one.
all probably hit it up.
Really? They all suck except that one. I'm pretty sure they're all the same quality.
They all hit the cup on the corner.
Huge difference.
Trust me. I mean, that one's the only one that
Yeah.
makes good stuff.
Yep.
The chef in that one is unrivaled.
Top notch. Yep.
All right. Thanks for listening. Catch you next week.
Wow. This is the Babylon Podcast. Wow. This is the Babylon Podcast.